Perfect, thank you. So I remember this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purposes, and so do your own research. We are here, we start from the big boss in town, I mean Bitcoin. We start from a weekly chart just to have a macro structure, a macro idea where we are at. And we can clearly see there is a range that has been forming since the November post-election pump. And we have, the two key levels are 104 and 500 and 93 700 ish. Those are the weekly macro levels. We have another important level that has been the level that capped the market for months in the 2024. And here we have the bottom of the other range. Looking into this perspective, we can see that, of course, we are in a bull market. Bull market is going on since we overtook the 20K in here. We had one nice push up, and this was the second push up. In the middle, we had the long 2024 consolidation. A lot of people calling for a bear market. The run is ended. Ethereum will not have a new all-time high. All this bullshit. But we are here 2x from there, more or less. So going on a lower time frame, we can watch a bit more carefully the chart of Bitcoin. And we see we are right now facing this local resistance in here, even though I don't normally work with very exact and precise levels. I normally work more with boxes, so areas where I'm expecting to see a reversal or a nice acceleration. And in this case, we are facing this resistance that has been there since a couple of weeks now. We are in this mini range in here. So what we see here are two situations that might be developing soon. It's if we manage to break out from here, we could put this area, this level, into a support, and we might go retest the highs. How high? I don't know. Here there is a nice supply zone. Or the other scenario we could see is one more time getting rejected, and if we hit the low of this range, we need to watch for reaction, how the market will behave. There is a potential opportunity of having another nice flush, and the nice flush could bring us a lot lower. I'm gonna set now the zones where I'm expecting to see some reaction. We have here a daily fair value gap. And if you watch for the weekly, there is an even bigger one that basically goes from 74 to 89, but that's way too wide range. So in the case that we lose this 93 to 90 zone, so to be precise is this zone here, that is acting as support multiple times, even though it got swept a couple of times. If we were to lose this zone, then we have chances to go revisit a lot lower. If we were like to put in this into resistance, we could go all the way down here or even lower. There is no problem for the macro structure until we close a weekly under the origin of this last pump. It means 54K, but too many people would be in shambles, would be completely going crazy if we were to go this low. I'm not expecting to go that low. a good scenario that I'm expecting could be a retesting, as we never retest all this local top zone in here. This is the, let's say, the most bearish scenario I can envision from this price action right now, going to retest this zone here. But more probably, if we get a dump in the following weeks, following days, we probably gonna see something like this, and a reversal, at least a low time frame reversal, should come from here. Maybe something like this, and we clear this bottom of the range, or maybe we might get something like going down here. We create some sort of bullish bull div on the RSI, on other oscillator that you like, and we should back up, and here we will have to watch for reaction. But this is on the macro. Right now we go lower on the 4-hour time frame to see minor movements that might happen. Right now we are, again, like I said, we are facing this resistance here, and we're gonna pull some fibs. Last swing high, swing low to swing high. We've seen that in here we are now, I have just flipped the 0.5 fib, so the middle of this range, and we are heading to get some of those liquidity. A couple of tops have been swept already. Let me cancel this. And so far the day started, let's go a lower time frame, started in a funny way, like always. When the opening of the Wall Street session is going lower quickly, well, it actually went, it pumped into the opening, and then it corrected to clear some of all these lows in here, and it pumped back up again, but it looks like it might be creating a swing failure pattern on the 1 hour, because it went up, it didn't clear the top, not yet at least, and this is a little bit what I see right now. We have important zones that we have to be aware. In here are this supply in here, put in red. This is quite some supply in here. There is a little bit of supply also in here. And the most important zone is, let's see it in the 4 hour, most important zone to flip bullish again, for me it's to flip this zone in here into support, and we can look for a sweep of the highs. There are some levels. There are some levels that we have to face to really turn bullish from here, and we can also pull another fib that is this here. Wrong tool. And we can see how from the lowest point to the highest point of the range we are trading since November, we went to the deep retracement of the 0886 with the big flash dump, and then we put into support the 075, 0786 zone, and we are currently bouncing again from 0618. It was the 05 of this sub range. So price action is starting to look a bit constructive on lower time frames. even though, like I said, there are some levels, very important levels that then need to be cleared to think for a more upside. I hope so far everything is clear. If you have any question, I'm watching the chat now. Please shoot any question. Otherwise, I will keep going. So, thanks, Dave. When I watch at BTC, I also go look the CME gap, the CME chart, sorry. So the BTC 1 exclamation mark. And I had this level, it was the CME gap from the weekend that just got filled. So I can take this out from the chart. And I do this to search for liquidity voids or the gaps, because there is a very high chance that price will try to go and close the gap when those gaps are formed during the weekend because of the CME closing. We close Friday and they reopen on Sunday night in my time zone. And so those are like magnets for the price action, but we don't have any higher one open, just a lower one that coincides with, not perfectly, but almost with the top of the range that I just mentioned before of the last year, the 2024. We have more CME gaps lower and lower. Some have been almost completely filled, some less, but this is not for now. It's gonna be for the next bear market probably. So right now we don't have any important on the upside or close to the downside gap. So price action right now is it's not strictly related with this specific chart. Following this, I'll go to the BVOL 24 hour. This is a chart that I don't know how many of you know this chart or use this chart, but it's a chart I use for volatility. The higher this candle go, the more volatility and volatility can be on the upside or the downside Bitcoin will have. So on this chart, we see, I use it to have a look when we might have potential high volatility. And I marked all these bottom box that most of the times when it gets hit from the top or from the bottom in the middle, this means that we are in a very low volatility moment for Bitcoin, and a reversal of this, so a higher volatility has to be expected. And right now we just bounced from one of the lowest points of the box, and we are going to retest. So I'm expecting in the next few days, maybe beginning of next week, some higher volatility spikes. Just because of this, we are in the almost in the box. We just jumped from the box. After this, I'll go through Ethereum. And Ethereum here, I have the chart is already pretty worked. Let me pull another one. Okay. Where this comes from? No idea. This can go. So we have key levels. This is the top and this is the bottom of the range that we are dealing with right now. And we have here, this is the top part of the range, this is the bottom part of the range. So Ethereum has been the greatest disappointment so far for this cycle. It's been lagging a lot behind. He had a couple of nice pumps all of a sudden. It lasted these 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. These just also 4 or 5 weeks. Ondo Jup XRP. Okay, I will go to Ondo Jup XRP and Op as soon as I finish with this. So right now it is struggling quite a lot. The nice sign is this, that went to get all the liquidity this week, went to get all the liquidity under this, even though it created basically a equal low, because those are equal lows, and I would love to get this swept, but we did. We are facing this resistance, and we are probably confirming this as a resistance. If we cannot manage to break above and flip it into support, we need to expect lower. And we see from higher high, this was the last series of higher high, higher low. Then we had lower low, lower high, lower low, and so far lower high looks like. So in case we confirm this as resistance, what I'm expecting from it is to get this area cleared and reconquered, reclaimed, to look for higher. Probably in that case we would go and set a new all-time high. But this area where it could land, it's a very wide area, because we have lower levels that are very important. This is where the last leg up begin. I won't consider these bear market lows, because that would be insane to go till there, but there are chances that this is it for it. I'm not believing in that, but there are chances. So what this could go all the way to the 1550 zone. I don't know how much downside we might get, but I'm pretty confident waiting for some sort of here as sweep down on those equal lows before resuming up, before really going up. In any case, for it, always on the weekly, I'm expecting that this all-time high is gonna get swept, and also that those equal highs in here also they will get swept. So on the long run it has a lot to build, a lot to do, but I'm pretty confident saying that we will get at least 5k. Now this is what I'm seeing for it and BTC. I wanted to go quickly to Sol, and for Sol I'm gonna use the pair with the BTC. I have already the chart prepared. So the main problem for me with the Solana is that we went to a monthly supply zone. And here, this is the monthly supply zone that is from the 2022, comes from the highs of 2022, and this area, it's a very tough area to get flipped into support, and I don't believe it will happen, honestly. Maybe a sweep, but not flipped into support. And this is to say that I think that Sol has stopped for the cycle. If has not topped completely, it doesn't have so much room for higher than 295, 300 where it went. And also we show why, because we have, this is monthly, we have here. This is a monthly div, bear div here on the RSI. We have a multiple weekly bear div in here with this. Wait. From here to here, with just a little deviation above. Then we have from here till here, and this one like this, or also lower, but we have multiple bear div on top of the previous all-time high. And I think that Solana, I know there is a petition, a votation about changing how the inflation of Solana is. I know about that. That's the major problem, has always been the major problem for me about Solana, because Solana has a huge inflation, and the huge inflation doesn't help the price to go higher. And Sol USD market cap, USD, where I find this. Struggling finding the market cap. Sol USD. T. Here, Sol. Because what we can see from the market cap of Solana, which is more important than the value of the coin for me, because of the inflation, is that price went 4,800% higher from the peak or low, and it hit the 1618 of the fib from the top to the low. So this is already a chart that might look complete for this cycle, and the last resort is that we don't flip into resistance. This zone here, if we manage to flip this down, this is going lower, a lot lower, at least here, 61. So it's another, from here would be 27–30% correction or lower. So Solana, I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. It's been the best performer, the winner of the cycle. 8 to 295 is, if I'm not wrong, about a 37x, which is a lot already for the price. It's a 49x for the market cap. Solana did this run, was a nice run, but I think there are better charts out there. Now let's have a look up. Point P here. So up, it's 8 beta. Key levels we can find in here, and we already swept this low. We have this level, it's important. We have this level, and we have higher. So for op, what I see is that on the weekly, we just created a deviation lower from this range. Let's say this is the range, the macro range. And we have now, lines too. So we swept the lows of the range, also with the week. We created what is a weekly swing failure pattern from here. So going on a lower time frame, what we're seeing, it's pretty constructive on op, because we swept it, we closed above, we swept again the bottom without sweeping the wick, and we are trying to put this into support. So what I would love to see here is going forward on the clearing and putting higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. It would be a nice price action to look for, and I'm gonna highlight some key zones to flip. We have this zone here, that is the first zone we need to flip for more upside. We have this zone in here, and we have in here all this zone here needs to be flipped. So those are potential areas where to look if you are in a op long. Maybe you caught the week or half of it, whatever. Those are the areas I would look for de-risking in case if I'm already in a long, or to look for new potential entries. And here, retest, maybe this would be a perfect long. Reclaim and retest. As support, and we get, well, get the opportunity to long with this stop loss and to target higher, target here, to not be too greedy, and would be a 5.5 RR trade. But everything is strictly related with BTC, so it's all gonna depend on what BTC will do. So all those plays are super risky until BTC clears its price action and decides where it wants to go after. Ondo. Okay, for Ondo, this is another chart I have prepared already. So in Ondo we have all these macro boxes that are historical price action, key zones. The greens are the support ones, so the demand zones. The red are the supply. And what we've seen, this has been one of the best performer for this cycle. We have key zone, that this one, it's clearly one. Here we have another zone. This is important. Of course, this one and this one. Right now we are tight in this range with wicks above, wicks under, but we are trading in a quite tight range. Going on a lower time frame, there was this order block here, I think was 1 hour. Yeah, we had this 1 hour order block that we swept, we reclaimed, and Op now is trying to go for higher, even though also here on a lower time frame we have this top that has been swept here, but we putting consecutive higher highs and higher lows. Right now Ondo, what would be nice to see to enter a fresh long, be reclaiming here to long for higher, at least sweeping these equal highs here, almost equal highs at 150. Or if we see again here, we're gonna get rejected, this could be a good opportunity to short it, to go and clear these lows, and so go face with the weak, even though this has been pretty strong. So it's a bit undecisive, the market lately. They are just in a search and destroy mode, searching for stops, up and down, and we are consolidating in more or less in different ways for chart to chart or coin to coin, but we are consolidating in the range created by the big dump we had 10 days, 2 weeks ago. When was it? Jup should have it here too, I think. No. Okay, Jup USDT point D point P. So for Jupiter lately has been heavily manipulated by the news, by the people expecting things to happen. We had this blow up that has been cleared lately in the end of January. Now we had the last, we are putting a series of lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So until proven different, until proven wrong, this on a daily is on a downtrend. So we had to take it for how it is, and we can see that I had some zones for reversal marked up. There's been pretty reactive, the price has been pretty reactive to those zones, and now on the daily we are facing this retest of these lows in here. So far this is a bearish retest that is going that is saying that it probably wants to go lower. If it wants to go lower from here, we can expect this zone here to be hit. It's where I would expect for a reversal in case we reject from here. So in case we reject from this zone here, and we keep rejecting on a lower time frame. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. Also on the 4 hour we just closed above this high, so we might be on the 4 hour time frame starting to put a series of higher high and higher low, but it's too early to say it. We still have 2 hours and 20 minutes for this candle to close. But a long setup for me here could be from here in case we see price moving higher, close a 4 hour above here, maybe a better above this candle. See a little consolidation in here for retesting this support zone. In here, this could be a long, or we have two different short options. If we get here and we again fail to flip it into support, we can short it with tight stop above this wick to go look for lower. Of course, this would be the take profit, first take profit for the long, for this long. In here, this would be the first take profit for the short. Or we can see if we manage to get from higher, always according to how price action will react, we can have this short. They are all conditional shorts, or even this one. And for conditional is always, I'm waiting back into resistance, it goes down. Same here, is sweeps, gets back close down and reject. Same in here, is sweeps, gets a close down, inside, closing back under the wick. So it's a concept that it's not so immediate, but needs to be understood about what is a trigger and a confirmation of the trigger to enter, to market enter a short. And this is what I could see for JUP. Now we have it here. It's lagging a bit my computer now. And for XRP, let's go on the weekly. So on the XRP, we flipped the previous all-time high. Is this, yeah, into support, yes. And after we flip that, we went perfectly to retest it, and we created some key zones. That this, it's the all-time high zone, previous all-time high zone. This is a new support zone created in from this other one, and this is another zone that comes from here to, it's on a lower time frame. So again, we have, this is a resistance, a supply zone, this is a demand zone. Right now we are trading inside. When you are in a range, normally if you manage to identify the top of the range and the bottom of the range, you normally short the top of the range until proven wrong towards the bottom of the range, and in case given you long the bottom of the range, the top, or hopefully we might get into the next leg up towards the all-time high. Or another trigger, like the previous chart, would be flipping this box on the weekly. Looks pretty good. Was had this inside, but is failing in here to flip this zone, at least so far. So time will tell where XRP is headed. I think that XRP will be headed to a lot higher from here, because it has been for years in an accumulation range since 20 September, not this, what is, where everyone was shitting on XRP. I was the first one, of course, because we all hate XRP, I guess. But so XRP, it's one of the strongest chart together with LTC, even though on the low time frame XRP has a bit more to do. And now we're gonna talk about LTC, USDT, because this is probably the strongest coin right now. So LTC, also it's our Dino coin, comes from, and we see we have this big supply zone here. There is a weekly fair value gap on the 180 area, and we have on lower time frames more zones that we can go have a look at, so claim these highs. So what I'm expecting now from the Litecoin, it's if I get anything under $100, I will for sure spot buy and accumulate for the next leg up that should come to 180. And would be a 4.5 RR trade from down here. On a lower time frames, we can identify some more zones that will probably will given before we might have an idea if 100 will be given again. I don't think so, to be honest. We can go that low on LTC. So this somewhere under these lows, when, because this zone we had support that has been deviated, support, and support again. So if we manage to get maybe a sweep of that week, something like this, and stops under to target 180, this would be a long-term play. So any other requests, guys, or any question? They will be declared in my channel, of course. So those are just ideas. If you pull the trigger, it's on you. I'm just giving options, what I see from the charts. And in case of no questions, I would wrap this up in here. As all right, seems no question coming. So guys, it was a pleasure for me being here for the first time for Top Tier, and thank you very much for attending this live session. I'll see you next Thursday at 6 p.m. in my time zone, so it's 12 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you very much, and